I want to thank my colleagues from across Western and Northern Canada for joining us here in Edmonton today and last night for an important discussion about how we can be partners in prosperity, working together for jobs, economic growth, and environmentally responsible development across Western and Northern Canada. We are partners in so many ways in our economies, our geographies, in the social and environmental challenges that we face. And we had very constructive conversations over the past 24 hours on issues that matter to the daily lives of Western and Northern Canadians. As I say, the main focus was on economic opportunity, but we also discussed important environmental challenges and social challenges such as addictions and mental health. I was very pleased to see a consensus to work together on the idea of economic corridors across Canada, both from east to west and north to south, to help us to move energy, electricity, natural gas, and other products. This includes infrastructure like highways, rail, pipelines, and other forms of infrastructure that can help us as a country to share in prosperity. There was also a strong commitment to reduce barriers to internal trade. Some of the strongest language I've seen in one of these communiques that we'll be taking to the Council of the Federation to be chaired by Premier Moe in Saskatoon in a couple of weeks. And in this respect, I was very happy to see, I think, a groundbreaking commitment to pursue mutual recognition of professional credentials. This is hugely important. I think we agreed it makes no sense that a nurse or a doctor from BC shouldn't be able to have that certification recognized in Alberta or vice versa across our jurisdictions. It's a lot of work to do in that, but it's an important start. We'll be taking that again to the Premier's meeting in July in Saskatoon. There was also a clear call for the federal government to respect provincial jurisdiction in our own areas, and that includes where we have exclusive authority over resource development, but also in areas like healthcare, for example, to ensure that we have the flexibility to deliver services appropriately to our citizens.
My first question is for you, Premier Horgan. Premier Kenney just mentioned that you had discussions on economic corridors to move energy. Does it mean that you've made concessions on Trans Mountain?
No, it means that the federal government last week made a decision which was within their jurisdiction to proceed with the Trans Mountain pipeline. That doesn't change my views on the issue. It doesn't change the role of the province of British Columbia. We have been and will continue to issue permits as they're requested by the proponent, and we'll continue to assert our jurisdiction and hold the federal government accountable. From the beginning, this issue has not been about, in my opinion, has not been about British Columbia and Alberta. I've been steadfast on that for the past 2 years. It's been about the federal government asserting jurisdiction in an area that I believe is at a minimum shared, if not in some instances exclusively provincial. So those are issues that we disagree on, but that doesn't mean we can't have a robust discussion about the issues that Premier Kenney discussed in his opening remarks. We need to bind together Western Canada, in fact all of Canada, to meet realize our full economic potential, not as provinces, but for the people of Canada.